Before they run down the hill at Clemson, they touch Howard's rock. Only if they're ready to go, because if they're not, as Frank Howard himself said, keep your stinking hands off my rock. Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina, home to the Tigers. This is anything but a run-of-the-mill early season matchup, a clash of top 10 teams as these two will get their oil checked early. As we see the number 7 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Huskers will kick it away first. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Offense set on first down. Back to pass, it's Sellers. Firing to the right, complete. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Well, when you're running the drag route against man coverage like that, as a quarterback, you got to put the ball out in front of your target. And when you do that, you give the guy a chance to then advance the football up the field, pick up a first down like they did right there.
2nd and very short here for the offense. To the ground with the back. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down. It's a thing at Clemson to run downhill, literally, usually when they enter the stadium. But sometimes it feels like this running game's doing that.
They run down the hill, and a lot of times they don't stop, Reese, because they keep the tempo and they keep the foot on the gas, and that's what Clemson's kind of built this offense on is tempo, trying to wear you out, and they slip in the run game and the quick passing game and the running QB and so many things to look at.
You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams. We get to find out really quickly who's legit.
This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. From the gun, running back on the move. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Right down the gut of the field. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Man, it's one thing to get a few yards and, you see quarterbacks slide. This guy gets to the 2nd level, and he's got the speed to run away from DBs, to make people look silly. It's so nice having such a dynamic weapon at your quarterback position.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll leave it with him. Determined run, but he stopped after 2 yards down at the 13.
I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Fires to the right. Pulls it in. Giving him his pads. Got a lot of running room. He's at the 20. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often, and with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a heartbeat, and now it's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and a great job by the offensive line, seeing the blitz, picking it up, and then it's on the running back. Running back finds a hole, gets a little bit of a crease, makes a nice run out of it.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go right back to him. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
And that's back-to-back now. We've seen this running back get it done on their opening drive of the game. That last carry got the first down. So if I'm the offensive coordinator right now, I love the way my O-line's playing, and I love the way this guy's toting the rock. I'm going to give it to him again.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are touchdown Huskers. A great catch and run for 6. Lining up to add another. And it's up and good. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Fielded in the end zone. It's McGowan. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass all by himself down the middle. He's at the 50. 30. He's at the 20. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Tigers.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He's going to bring it out from deep. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown, everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Open space at the 25. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
with a first down. They'll snap it from the 32. Use the play fake, now to throw. He wants to take the top off. And he hauls it in at the 30. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29. And the Huskers have it with a 1st and 10. Wide receiver shows motion. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. It's complete to the right. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a... Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. They'll run it. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
So on offense, you've got to find a way to put 6 up on the board. You know that in this game, field goals may not get it done. So big-time players make big plays in big games. Who can you rely on right now to get you a touchdown?
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Gets it out quickly. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
I like this tight end. He does a really nice job on his route running. He's been beating man coverage. He can find the soft spots and zones. You got to get him involved.
You can't hear yourself think on 3rd and goal. He's got him in the flat. And the defense knocks him down immediately behind the line. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that first down marker.
I think fans get upset sometimes. Like, run your route past the sticks so we get the first down. But nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the 4th down.
Fourth and goal from the 3, and the offense will stay out there and try to finish the deal. Couldn't find his man, and they'll give up the football on downs.
That is just a play you have got to be able to come up with. They don't get bigger than that. 4th down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play, and you've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive, and he's not able to come up with it.
And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
You want to talk about... For an offensive coordinator, you pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
It was a really nice play there. The thing I like about this guy, too, his versatility. He's not just good running the ball, but he can catch and he can block. And you think about all the greats they've had at the position in recent years. Versatility at the running back position, being an every down back. And that's exactly what this guy embodies.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Quarterback keeps it. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And, guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing him around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's so hard to defend.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the first down. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a first down. The give to the tailback. They drag him down, but not before he picks up a Clemson first down.
Well, it's a nice run there to keep the drive going, get the first down. I'll tell you guys, I'm impressed so far by this offense and their ability to run it early.
Setting up the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back looking for room. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Trying to get to him. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
Oh, it's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
He slings it deep to the left. And it's knocked away downfield. The DB getting a hand in there.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, and everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
On 4th and 9, the offense will stay on the field. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Into double coverage, and he picked it off. Well, they didn't let him get loose for a big return, but he still made the big play, and they'll take over at the 17. Look, that interception is not the quarterback's fault. It's those dumb coaches for putting him in the game.
Putting him in that position in the first place, right? I'll tell you what, let's give the defender some credit here. I think Reese, he just wanted the ball more. He did a great job in coverage, watching the QB, anticipating the receiver on his break. He went up and plucked it.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Unloads to the right. And he's lucky to get that one back. This junior quarterback knows better than to try that too often.
Great job on the back end in coverage. DB staying in the hip pocket of the target and was able to swat that ball away.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Time to take a shot. The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. Looking for more room. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Rain, sleet, snow, sun shining. I don't care. I get interceptions. Give me that rock.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Back to throw, it's Sellers. He's going to let it go. It's caught. And what a job to get the foot down and make it a huge gain along the sideline.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Discards a man. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for one or two more plays. They'll try to overcome that last play on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. Unleashes to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Clemson will kick this deep to get the second half underway. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the 3rd quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive. Just like they do at the start of the game, they've now got an idea of what plays they feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring drive.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, driving down, scoring right here would be huge.
They're bringing heat. They get to him as he throws. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42. And the offense came out aggressively here in the second half, but they can't put the drive together and spit it up on the turnover.
I'll tell you, this defense has a lot of athletes, and they've got a lot of guys with ball skills. If you put the football anywhere around them in their vicinity and their ability to catch the football, they'll come down with it. This quarterback has got to be way more careful here in the second half.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Dropping back, it's Sellers. Gets open down the middle. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's going to fire to the left. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another clean look like that in the rest of this game.
And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
3rd and long from the 30-yard line in this defense, hoping to knock them out of field goal range. From the gun, wants to pass. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Trying to make magic with his feet. He is brought down, but man, what a job to find some running room and move the chains.
It's going to be tough on this defense containing this guy because he's got that sixth sense to get outside the pocket, and at that point, he's throwing it and hurting you, or you can take off and run. That time able to get the first down. Big challenge for the defense moving forward.
They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
The Tigers trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. They want to run this quarterback. And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on 1st down. Touchdown, Clemson! And they take it in for 6 more points. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape. So the offense definitely taking care of their business.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Just a short pass to the tight end. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
To the air, it's Raiola. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
The aerial assault continues. Flushed out of the pocket. On the move, he fires. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
We're losing. We got to put a few drives together here, but most importantly, I got to stop getting my quarterback hit. I got to give him a little bit more protection, maybe that extra second so he can get that deep ball off or make some plays for this offense.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. He was dreaming of getting a few more on that return, but they'll take it in business at the 32. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and the running back, I think this lead was built on this guy. He's done a great job all game long, setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. A run for the quarterback. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, you wonder how this guy is so dynamic. It's because of his speed. You simply can't coach that. You saw it on that last carry.
The Tigers line it up with a 1st and goal. Using his feet. Touchdown, Clemson! And the beatdown has ensued. This dude is putting on a show, taking up residence in the end zone by the air and by the ground, in keeping with what Clemson looks for in a quarterback.
Man, this is unbelievable. I mean, you've seen so many great guys run through, and throw can run and really be dynamic, and this guy is having himself a day.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. It's complete. A huge pickup.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
Feeling some heat. Quickly to the tight end. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too? Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Catch in the middle. It's Coleman. And a confident throw and catch, and they're in the red zone at the 13.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the 1st down marker was. I got to go get that 1st down. He did a nice job of it.
New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
He'll run it to the right here and try to get it into the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Nebraska. Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is good. They still trail 35-14. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Cincinnati pulled out a win today on a day they clearly did not have their best. And that's a testament to those Bearcat players. That winning gene, I really believe it's a thing. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Dropping back, it's Sellers. Coming after him. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, getting in those receivers' faces. Don't let them feel comfortable and run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone and my rush can't get home. Pressure them.
Need to loosen up that arm. Pocket starts to collapse. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
And finally, you're seeing some life from the defense. They've been struggling all game long up to this point, but back-to-back sacks on 2 consecutive plays, they're at least still trying to fight back in this game.
Didn't exactly flip the field, but they'll down it just outside the 40. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Caught over the middle. It's Coleman. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
He's looking to throw it. Going for it all. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Well, they take a shot down the field. It's another incompletion. It's really been that kind of story. This defense has made this guy earn it every single play. Really small windows to throw into. 1 touchdown pass. That's a little bit surprising. You thought maybe they'd have more in this game.
They'll run it from the gun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Getting some heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the grab well past the sticks. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it. Now a fresh set of downs.
The Cornhuskers have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, you got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him. They have been gang tackling him and getting a lot of penetration up front.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wide receiver now comes in motion. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. Trying to take it back. At the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown Tigers. How about that D coming up with a play like that? They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook a little bit.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
Four wide out set, 2 on either side on 2nd and 10. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. He's right on target. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
3rd down conversions, always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And it's simply been that kind of day for this offense. They've had so many struggles, and at this point in the 4th quarter, you're trailing by a ton of points. The defense knows you're throwing it, and they're pinning their ears back, and they're getting after you, as you saw it on that sack there.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. The offense will use a timeout. Clock is stopped with 22 seconds left. Wants to throw on 1st down. He's not afraid to go deep. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated.
That's a live ball. And they put it on the deck, but it gets out of bounds to avoid the turnover. One more play to pad the stats. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Quarterback now breaking the field. Hit as he throws. Grabbed on the outside, it's Coleman. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have, and man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team than what we saw early in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence, and David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together, that's obviously what happens.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young guys start to grow up. Coaches start to believe in them. Everything starts to turn around and swing the other way. They got it all going in the right direction.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.